Hello, my beautiful besties. How's everybody doing today? Did everybody have a fun and safe Halloween weekend? If you're new today, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Hello, my name is Laura. I am 54 years old, and here I love testing out beauty products to see what really works for our skin as we age. And if you like honest reviews, please click on that subscribe button right here. I would love for you to join our family. Also, make sure to click on the all notification bell. That way you will be notified every time I upload a video. And if you find value in today's video, please hit that like button. That truly helps me. And I also heard there's a new hype button. If you could click that as well. I'm really trying to reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I would really like to do a really nice giveaway. Okay, so today we're going to be testing out a bunch of products that were sent to me by Prometics. Now, this brand originally was created to help breast cancer survivors regain their confidence after chemotherapy, and products that were designed to restore beauty in moments of hardship. And as their journey unfolded, they saw another cause for women over 50 who have been overlooked by the industry by the obsession of youth. A beauty industry that has promoted anti-aging mindset, pressuring women to erase all signs of a life well lived. Instead, we should celebrate age as a badge of honor and believe that beauty isn't about hiding our imperfections, but highlighting what makes us unique. And for their philosophy, I am just truly honored to be testing out their makeup today. And of course, I'm still going to do a completely honest review, but I hope you guys do stay and watch because I feel like this brand deserves to be heard and seen. So please sit back, get cozy, and we'll just get started. Okay, so these are all the products that they sent over. Let me know in the comments if you guys have tried Prometics or if there's a product that I don't test out today that you think I should really try. Yeah, I'm just really excited to try their makeup. I have tried their mascara and the eyeliners, and I really love it. But yeah, after reading their story, I just love their philosophy. And I don't think that they're insinuating that we throw all of our skincare away and, we just don't try. I think they're, just trying to say, embrace what we have. Don't look for all the imperfections. Don't let the industry make us feel like we're not worthy or there's something wrong with us because we have imperfections. So I don't know. I just found it just really moving when I read all about the company or the brand. Okay, so I am just going to unpackage all of this. I'll come back and we'll get started. Okay, so they sent over a couple of eyeshadow sticks, so I'm really excited to try these, and then also a eyeshadow stick brush. So I think this is just specially designed for these sticks. And I think with their makeup, they're just trying to enhance what we already have. I don't think that their makeup's going to be super bold or anything like that. I could be wrong, but let's start. Okay, so I'm going to start with this eyeshadow stick here, and it's in the shade Vintage Mauve. So it looks like this. So yeah, it looks almost brown, but maybe there's like a rose or pink undertone. And I didn't place any primer or anything on my eye. I just find with, when you use these kind of sticks that, I don't know, I don't think that primers are necessary. So I'm just going to add quite a bit here because I have a feeling these are going to blend out pretty sheer. I could be wrong. So I'm just going to go in with the brush, but it felt super creamy upon application. Yeah, as you can see, it's just kind of blending into almost my skin tone. Again, I don't think it's supposed to be anything super dramatic or harsh, but let's just see if you can build up on the shade. So I'm going to go back in with some more product. And maybe one day I will try these with a primer just to see if it makes a difference. Yeah, this shade is just very subtle. Yeah, just very natural. So I think you could kind of like just build up on this outer corner here. And then maybe if I didn't use a brush and just kind of tapped in, and let's just see if it makes it a little bit more pigmented. Yeah, no, it just kind of, yeah, it's just very soft. Okay, and then on my inner corner, they do have like a brightener here, and this is called Estrella. So I think this is a little bit of a shimmer. This one is definitely a matte. So let's just go in this inner corner and place that on the lid. I'm interested to see too if these are going to crease. Sometimes I do find with stick eyeshadows, you know, there can be a lot of creasing. So that is really, really pretty though. Again, it's not super intense. It's not chunky or anything like that. It's just very, very natural. So you know, I want to keep building up on this corner. I want to darken this corner up and we will see if it's able to get to where I want. It just looks like a really nice wash of color on my lid, almost like I used a bronzer. Okay, I decided to add eye primer on this eye just to see if it makes a difference. But as you can see, it does give you some color. I'm just not a huge fan of eyeshadow sticks normally. But yeah, we're going to just see if adding a primer makes a difference. And the other thing that makes me a little nervous about these is they are super, super creamy. So I'm just interested to see if they're going to last throughout the day. And I will tell you, I will leave it down in the description box, or maybe I'll place it somewhere here to let you know if it was something that just kind of went away quickly, if there was any creasing or anything like that. But I do think that adding the primer definitely helped quite a bit. Yeah, I just feel like the shade is just a little bit more bold and it's staying where I want it to be placed a little bit better. So yeah, I mean, these are okay. I think these would be great for someone who really doesn't like a lot of eyeshadows, that doesn't like the fuss, that just wants a little bit of wash of color on the lid. I think these would be great for that. I just like a little bit more drama. I do find that they are slightly patchy. Yeah, on my lid, I don't know if it would be on somebody else's, but on mine, I'm just finding that I'm not getting like a really nice solid color. So, but again, it's all on a preference. And I was trying to build these up quite a bit. I do like this eye brightener a lot because, you know, in the inner corner, it's not accentuating my wrinkles or anything like that. It just looks very pretty and smooth and really did brighten that inner corner. So on the eyeshadow sticks, you know, again, you have to have a preference, and I do prefer more like eyeshadows, you know, to have more control. I think I have more control with eyeshadows than these ones. Okay, so I am going to use their eyeliners too. I absolutely love their eyeliners. They come in, I think it was like 9 different shades, and these are fabulous. They are great. Like, I have super sensitive eyelids or eyes. Anything makes them water. And these ones, I find like my eyes don't water as much. So today I think I'm going to use, there's so many beautiful shades. My favorite shade in this actually is called, I think, Mulberry. It's like a plum purple shade. So that's the one I'm trying to look for right now, because I think Mulberry, yeah. That's the one I think I want to use today. But as you can see, that these just glide right over the lid, makes it applying so easy. And what's nice on the other end, there's like a smudger. So even if you mess up, you can just kind of smudge out that mistake. Yeah, that is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. I absolutely love this one. I think it would be so flattering on so many people or eye colors. So I'm just going to add a little bit in this outer corner and just see if I can build up on that. Okay, so what I did find is I am actually adding a little bit of eyeshadow to that eyeshadow stick. I find it that it's a little bit too creamy, and even this eyeliner wasn't wanting to adhere to it. So you could even use maybe like even a translucent powder over it just to take away that slip. Yeah, I just was having a hard time from my outer corner to really grab with the eyeliner. So yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I am struggling a little bit with those eyeshadow sticks, but I will tell you that these eyeliners, yeah, I use them almost every single day. They're just super easy normally to work with. Yeah, now that I added that powder, it seems to be sticking a lot better. So yeah, I'm just going to leave it like this, you guys. It is what it is. You know, I'm super happy that I tried it out. Again, it's a preference of what you would like. You know, if you'd like something just super soft and sheer, just to add a little bit of color, then yeah, these would be great. Yeah, me, you know me, I like my eyeshadows. And I don't want to struggle too much. Okay, so they did send over a foundation, so I'm super excited to try that out. And they sent me the shade medium. So this one, it just says Bioferment Serum Plus a vitamin E and avocado oil complex, soft matte and pH balanced and buildable coverage. So yeah, that sounds super promising. So what I'm going to do is hopefully this is the right shade. And it looks like you get, I'm going to say, yeah, there's 1 fluid ounce here. There is a little pump here, dispenser. Let's go into this product here. That is the shade and the consistency. And hopefully this is not going to be too dark. Oh, no, it looks like a really nice neutral shade. Now, I was looking on their website and they do have one that's like a self-adjusting. I've seen a lot of those lately over on Instagram and TikTok, and not from this brand, but I've just seen a lot of people using that type of product. So I don't know, I might purchase that, but let's just see how this blends out. Again, because it was super thin and lightweight, this is blending out super fast. And because it's so lightweight, I probably could just use this as my concealer because it doesn't seem dry and it does not seem super oily either. I do feel there could be a possibility of it oxidizing. Even right here, I feel like that has turned a different color. It could be because of the lighting, but we will definitely find out here in just a second. No, I think it could have just been the lighting. Let me take my 10 times mirror and see how this looks on the skin. It's very pretty. There is like a slight glow, nothing over the top. I would definitely say right now it's a light coverage, but it definitely evened out my skin tone. For me, I probably want to add just a little bit more product. And so I'm just going to add like 1 more pump and just go over where I have a few like sunspots, some discoloration. I'm not going to apply a lot of or more too much more product because I don't want it to look, you know, cakey, because it's meant to look just very natural and, you know, for mature skin. And I'm going to test here if it does oxidize. And I'm also going to let you guys know how long it lasted. I'll place that somewhere around here or in the description box. But I will say on the skin, it does look pretty nice. Yeah, it's not accentuating my fine lines, wrinkles, or anything. It looks pretty decent under my eyes. Yeah, it's just not tons of coverage, but that is okay. Again, a lot of people like a lighter coverage. I would say you could probably get this like a light medium coverage for sure. But I don't think you could ever reach like full coverage without it starting to look super cakey. But yeah, I mean, that is really pretty decent here. But as you can see, I had that really pretty good sunspot that's going on here. That's pretty covered there. I have another one that's over here that seems super covered as well. So yeah, you guys, I mean, it's not bad. If it lasts throughout the day pretty decently, yeah, I'll be pretty happy with this one. Okay, so I just went up and applied some bronzer and blush. For my bronzer, I used my one by Moira. I love this bronzer. You guys know how much I do. It's in the shade 250N. It's just absolutely perfect. Blends in like a dream. And then for my blush, I used my one by Revi Beauty. These are absolutely amazing. I used the shade a Daydream today. So yeah, isn't it a gorgeous shade? Again, I do want to mention here on this foundation, I did notice when I was blending it out, it does dry rather quickly, but it doesn't dry down to where it looks really tight on the skin or anything, or super drying on the skin. It just dries down fast. So I felt like I had to move rather quickly. Again, yeah, on my face, it looks absolutely smooth. I will say there is a little bit of a blurring effect. And then I did use just a little bit of powder on my nose. That's the only place I used powder. I didn't powder on the cheeks or anything like that. So we will see how long it does last with that. But yeah, with the makeup over it, it looks really pretty. Really nice. I do like this foundation so far. But let's see if it does oxidize a little bit. This is the Fresh right here, and that is, you know, the one that I had on my hand earlier. So there is a slight oxidization right here. So yeah, it does oxidize a little bit. So just, you know, keep that in mind. But other than that, it's super pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the mascara, and I already have an open one, so I'm going to be using the one that I have already used. Again, this is their mascara. It's a 2B mascara, which I absolutely love. I love the wand. It's super easy to apply, and it comes off like a dream. It's so funny. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I fell asleep with my makeup on last night. Yes, I did. So, but when I got into the shower this morning, like they come out in tubes, you know, that's a tubing mascara that happens, but I never had that experience because I always wash it, you know, at nighttime, and I'm using my fingers while I'm in the shower, and I keep seeing these tubes coming off just with water. So yeah, it just removes super easy. But let me just show you what, you know, just a few strokes what this mascara does, and it flicks away super easy once it's dry. So you guys know how important that is to me. So that's just a few strokes of this mascara. It is excellent. Again, if you have sensitive eyes, you know, this is perfect. Their eyeliners are perfect. Yeah, I find when I use their eye products, my eyes do not water like they normally do. So I've been really enjoying this mascara. I can literally do one coat and go out the door and feel confident enough, you know, that my eyelashes look, you know, full and have length. So what I'll do is another coat. I'll come back and show you guys what it looks like. I'll keep some of this mess, you know, on so you can see how easily it flicks away as well. So I'm just going to do two coats, and I'll be right back. Okay, so that is two coats of the mascara, really nice mascara. And I'm going to show you how easy this does flick away. I was a little scared there because, you know, I had that cream eyeshadow, and sometimes that can cause a problem. But as you can see, yeah, this flicks away even with the cream product pretty easily. Yeah, I even got it on my nose here. How nice is that? If you have been here for a while, you know how messy I am with the mascara. That's why half the time I do it off camera because it's embarrassing. Okay, so they also sent over a lip product. So this is supposed to be like a plumping lip balm, and this is in the shade Velvet Rose. So yeah, plumping lip balm. So this looks like a beautiful shade. I'm really hoping. Oh, and it has like you have to twist it up. It kind of reminds me of, what is it, the Tarte one. So let's see. Hopefully it's not as creamy as the Tarte one. Yeah, it's super creamy. Yeah, you got to be careful with these kind that are super creamy like that, because they tend to break if you have it up too high. I think if I used a lip liner, you know, it would just really accentuate this beautiful shade. And I have the perfect shade that would go really well with this. What is it? Revie Beauty. I think the shade is Fig. It would go just absolutely perfect with this. Yeah, but it's super nourishing on the lips. I do feel like a slight cooling, not tingling or painful or anything like that, but I definitely feel some kind of cooling effect. But as you can see how creamy that is. So yeah, if you like the Tarte ones, you would absolutely love this one. And I love these two and the Tarte ones. I just know you have to be super careful with how much you apply because they are just super, super creamy. Okay, so they also did send me a brow gel, so I'm really excited to try this one. This is tinted, and it looks like they sent me the shade of brunette. So let's take a look at the one. So it's very tiny, which is perfect for the eyebrows. And let's see how easy it is to apply. Okay, so it really grips my eyeshadow. It really grips my eyebrows really well. Yeah, I can tell that this is going to really dry down. We'll know in just a few seconds here if it's going to be super crispy. As you can see, though, it did tint the eyebrows pretty good. So, you know, you got to keep that in mind as well. That's what it looks like. So, yeah, again, oh, it dries down, you know, pretty quickly. Yeah, this is going to be a very good holding eyebrow gel. Yeah, these babies aren't going anywhere. Okay, let's finish off this eye look. And what I think I'm going to do, this is my favorite thing to do with these eyeliners. I go in first and I'm going to use the shade Copper. There's another one I absolutely love too, but yeah, I must have that somewhere else. So I'm going to go in with the shade Copper first, and I'm going to place that all along the lower lash line. And I'm going to take the smudging brush and just kind of smudge that out. And then I'm going to take the shade of Mulberry again. And what I love doing is just placing this on the outer corner, right like this. And I'm going to place quite a bit. I actually have a broken blood vessel. I don't know how I did that in my eye. I sneezed pretty good the other day, and that could have been what caused it. But yeah, no, it scared me. Anyway, so I'm just going to blend that out. And look how pretty that is. Look at the difference that that just made. These are just so easy to work with, especially if you have some wrinkles, you know, and texture along the lower lash line or upper lash line. I just think that it just glides right over it and makes applying your eyeliner a heck of a lot easier than really struggling with a dry pencil or even like a liquid eyeliner. I find those super hard to work with as I age. So yeah, these are just absolutely perfect, and I love all of the shades. Okay, you guys, that is all the products that they sent. You know, I loved everything. I knew I loved the eye mascara and the eyeliners. I do love that lip product, and as of right this second, I am really liking how that foundation looks on my skin. Yeah, again, it's not accentuating any of my wrinkles or anything like that. It just kind of smoothing around the mouth. It actually looks really good, which is unusual. I have mentioned it several times that that's where I always have a lot of texture with foundation, but yeah, no, this looks really, really pretty. So if it holds up, this is going to be a this is going to be a nice foundation. So the only thing I really didn't care for are these eyeshadow sticks. Yeah, they just seem really hard for me to work with. But now, you know, that the look is complete, it looks, you know, it doesn't look bad whatsoever. So again, I do really like this lightning one, you know, for the inner corner. All right, you guys, that is oops, that is the end of today's video. I don't know if you guys noticed, the kids came over to help me just kind of rearrange the room. Let me know in the comments if you guys like it like this or if you liked it better the other way. I have a corner over there. They also helped me make a Discord for my members. I just was so excited. I had heard about Discord, but I really didn't know what it is or what it was. So what it is if you are a member, you can go on this Discord and we can communicate. You get, it talks about like my personal life, so I don't have to bring it on here as much. You guys can post pictures and everything like that. So I'm really excited about this Discord. You know, the kids, they know how to work on that stuff. Let me know if you ever heard of Discord, if you've ever been on a Discord, other, you know, than here. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys think about all that. If you guys want to see any more of my content, I'll place a playlist right here. I would love for you guys to stay around and watch a few more of my videos. It really helps me out. Again, leave me any comments that you guys like because I love reading them. All right, you guys, again, this is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button. I truly appreciate it. I can't wait to see you guys again. I love you so much, and until next time.